So we're all familiar with how a Pixar film can emotionally break us by the end of each film. But we've never had a film that would emotionally break us within the first 10 minutes before we even get to the adventure part of the whole story. This is where the movie Up comes in. Besides Toy Story, Up has become a Pixar classic amongst all lovers of Disney around the world, including myself. And now it's time to ask the question of what makes this film so emotionally groundbreaking. Well, I think the answer stems from watching the first 10 minutes of this film. So let's analyze this famous cold open, shall we? The center focus of the film stands between Carl and Ellie's relationship, from when they were childhood friends to them getting married and then living their married life trying to achieve their dreams. Their dream being to go to Paradise Falls in South America. They don't go for it right away. In fact, they live a peaceful life during their marriage and they even try to create a family. Unfortunately, tragedy strikes, and it hits them pretty hard. But then they remember the happiness that brought them together in the first place, and is to achieve their dream of going to Paradise Falls. But as their adult life gets more hectic and more stressful, they realize that a lot of things kind of get in the way. A bunch of other things get in the way. But they still press forward and still live their life as much as they can, as much as humanly possible. But then as they get older, Carl realizes that they still haven't reached their goal and he feels like time is running out. So in a last-ditch effort, he decides to get a getaway ticket and surprise her later, but then tragedy strikes and then they realize it was too late for her. Ending this montage in probably one of the saddest ways to do it. If you didn't think Pixar didn't make you cry at the last 10 minutes of the film, and again, the first 10 minutes. So after that tragic loss, Carl's way of coping is pretty much constantly cutting himself off from everything and everyone because he's still stuck in the past. He continues the regular routine that he used to do with his wife, but he's the only one there, but despite making so much effort to get dressed and go out for the day, he just sits on his porch and just takes in the rest of the scenery to his dismay. This sort of way of him cutting himself off from the world pretty much continues throughout the movie, from him protecting his mailbox, keeping his home items from breaking, and only thinking of himself whenever his friends are captured or in peril.
Please let me in.
No.
And even after making the Paradise Falls, still doesn't give him peace of mind. That's only because, again, he's only thinking about himself. That is until the surprise photo album that Ellie made for him before she died, which gave him the closure that he needed in order to move on and hold his friends closer to him. His ability to move forward allows him to push through any obstacle in front of him, no matter what his age. So what does that teach us? Well, from what I've learned, it's never too late to go after your dreams, whether you're 20, you're 30, 40, or even 80. It's never too late for anyone. But it's also important to be open to new possibilities in the journey to achieving those dreams. What that means is just basically understand what you're trying to achieve, but don't be closed off from what could be achieved in that journey. It's not really something you're going to know right away, but as long as you keep searching and keep your mind open, and it's all good. I sort of connect this to the line that Russell gave when they were trying to bring Kevin back home. He talks about his relationship with his dad, who he doesn't get to see very often, and how they enjoy the little things.
We go get ice cream at Fenton's. I always get chocolate and he gets butterprickle. Then we sit on this one curb right outside, and I'll count all the blue cars and he counts all the red ones, and whoever gets the most wins. I like that curve. That might sound boring, but I think the boring stuff is the stuff I remember the most.
When you see the look on Carl's face after hearing that, he realizes this easily relates to him with his relationship with his wife. And again, it didn't quite hit him yet until he saw the surprise photo album in her journal, ending with the note, "Thanks for the adventure, now go have a new one." I don't think anybody understands how important this is. Like, the fact that you had such a great time with your loved one, realizing that your time is limited, and when that time is taken away, you realize how much is gone, but you also realize how much you yourself have left to continue living that life, opening up to other people, being kind, and just being an all around good person to other people. That's so important that it makes me cry knowing that this movie actually executed that so well. Especially in that end credits montage when you see the photo album again says My New Adventure. It is an end credit scene, but I think it's important because it shows how Carl is open to being around other people, even despite a tragic loss. But if he didn't see that album, he probably wouldn't have done that. That's what this movie means to me. No matter how old you are and no matter how young you are, you can always make a difference in somebody's life. Even if it means that what you're going through emotionally has hurt you, that can motivate you to making someone else's life much better. That's pure magic. That is just pure magic. Pixar, don't ever change. Please.